Why, hello there YouTube and welcome to a Who review. I am Davros and I am a Whovian, and today I review Doctor Who, The Waters of Mars. So this is the 2009 autumn special of Doctor Who, where we see the Doctor in the year 2059, which at that time was 50 years from now. But given that we're in 2025, it's about 34 years from now. But 50 years at the time, where the Doctor finds himself in 2059 on Mars, where he finds out that he's right in the middle of a fixed point in time, where he finds out that the crew of Adelaide Brook on Bowie Base 1, the first human colonization on Mars, something disastrous happens there and the Doctor cannot intervene with it. But he discovers as well, though, that the water of Mars, which was safe at first, but then they unleash some parasite called the Flood, which takes over the human body and makes them water zombies, and the single drop of water that touches you, you will be affected. And of course, the Doctor tells Adelaide Brook, played by Lindsey Duncan, that he can't intervene, he can't see this through to the end. And then, after he explains to Adelaide, after she forces the truth out of him, she lets him go and he's on his way. But then he has an epiphany, a moment of madness, where he finds that, he's the last of the Time Lords, and the Lords of Time, the laws of time are now his. And in a fit of rage and that, he then decides, what, screw this, I'm going to go and intervene, save these people. He saves 3 survivors, including Adelaide Brook being one of them, and tells her that he is the Time Lord victorious, that he's not just a survivor of the Time War, he is the winner. Tired of losing all the time, he, tells Adelaide that even though her death was fixed, she can inspire her granddaughter in person to go out into the stars. But she knew her fate was sealed and that he should have left them there. And of course, she takes her life because she knew she should have stayed dead. And then the Doctor realizes he went over the line. He went too far and sees an Ood Sigma, calling him. And that, he really went out there and abused his power, and, sees he went to a dark place. So, yeah, that's the story there. What did I like about this episode? Well, this episode had the creep factor, which I loved. See, Doctor Who is known for its creepiness, and I actually liked that we went creepy in this episode with the Flood. I mean, that was a very unnerving monster with those milky eyes, the wetness, the cracked lips, and the way they can just shoot water out. That was unnerving and not a good way to go, especially when there's no cure for it. And the Doctor explains that water's patient, and also says that humans are like 80% water, making them the perfect host. Seeing that, I find is a fate worse than death, and yeah, the Flood looked terrifying. I thought this episode was quite scary and unsettling, and I liked it. That's what I liked about the episode. Well, of course, we get one flashback where we see Adelaide as a little kid, and we see a Dalek appear. We get a Dalek cameo when we thought, oh, we're not going to see the Daleks this year, obviously, because of the specials and that, but we do see one Dalek. So I thought, oh, that was a good flashback, I guess. And we see that. But also the Mars setting looked pretty good. I love how it paid reference to like David Bowie, Bowie Base 1. And the crew were interesting characters as we see them, as we know that the Doctor knew that their fate was sealed. And also I liked David Tennant as the Doctor, of course, and Lindsey Duncan as his sort of companion for this episode. I wouldn't say she was his companion, I'd say that she was definitely an ally with him in this episode. And, Lindsey Duncan was great in this. She's quite the big actress herself, I think, big British actress. and I thought she did a good performance as Adelaide Brooke. And yeah, again, this was like an episode where the Doctor didn't really have an official companion. And during that moment where he goes mad with power, thinking that the laws of time are his, great performing from David Tennant, but yeah, we see how dark the Doctor can get without, that companion just, talking him down and calming him, saying, no, you don't have to do this, just calm down and that. And at the end of the episode, he realises he caused an error. Also, I liked how this, we all know fixed points in time already in Doctor Who, but this one was a fixed point that was yet to happen for us in the present time at that time, 2009. So yeah, usually when there's been a fixed point in Doctor Who, it's always been a big historical event in the past, but this time they sort of went in the future, and I kind of liked how they did that, saying that even things that have not happened or may not even happen are fixed points in time. I think man will get to Mars. We have the technology, it's just getting there, and I think that's inevitable. We'll get to Mars, but I don't know when. Maybe later on in our lifetimes, I don't know. But it's possible, I believe. Also, there is water on Mars, but it's frozen. And around that time, they did actually discover that there was water on Mars, but frozen. So yeah, again. Also, this called back to the Ice Warriors as well. The Doctor mentions at one point there's like that frozen glacier, and mentions that the Ice Warriors once had this planet as a home, and and also discovers that the flood was a frozen parasite within there. I also think this episode delved into some dark territory moments and had some unsettling moments. They had some fun moments, like when the Doctor and Adelaide are on Gadget, that little robot, speeding and running from the flood. That was a bit of a comedic moment, but this episode was more grounded in darkness and, sci-fi horror and the unnerving and the unsettlingness of the flood. And the flood are very unique creatures. I wouldn't mind seeing them come back in the show at some point. I mean, they did come back in a 12th Doctor comic. The Doctor knows of them and stuff. I haven't really read that comic, but I know of it. But yes, this was quite the chilling episode. Somewhat dark, and a foreshadowing of the Doctor's, regeneration being near. And of course, we do get 3 knocks in this, and the Doctor's like, 3 knocks is all you're getting. And yeah, he does knock 3 times, not 4 times, and yeah, sets things up for the Christmas special to come, which at that time was only a month away. So yeah, I like this episode. Like I say, it really brings the chills in Doctor Who, and I thought that was a good one, a good episode that I enjoyed. And the fact that this flood, has no cure and not much of a weakness was terrifying. So yeah. This also had a Jamie Chen in it as well, who is quite the well-known actress now for her roles in like the MCU. She played 2 roles in the MCU, Captain Marvel and Eternals. But yes, Doctor Who, The Wars of Mars. What am I going to rate this one? I'll give the performances a 10. The writing from Phil Ford and Russell T Davies, I think that gets a 10, because I truly like this one. The visuals, a 9, and my personal, I'll give it a 10 because, 9. Let's go 9, because I did enjoy this one. So yeah, Doctor Who, The Waters of Mars. Yeah, so have you seen this one? Let me know what you think down below in the comments. If you like this video, be sure to give it a big thumbs up. Share with your friends, and feel free to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and to hit that notification bell. I have been Davros the Whovian, and this has been a Who review. So until next time, run for your life.